Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, I hope you're doing well. Today you join me in that very nice 2014 VW Golf GTD that you just saw in Toby's cinematic shots there. This is a car that we bought through Cars Bought for More from a lovely chap named Haz. We bought two cars at the same time. The other one is sold already and we've still got this one. This car has been a firm favourite among the staff. Toby, who is next to me filming, is practically in love with this car. I let him take it home a couple of days. He'd really like to have it, but you know, I'm not that generous, not yet. But this is my first time driving it, and I thought I would give you my initial impressions on this Golf GTD. If you've seen any of the previous videos about this car, or that featured this car, you'll know that I paid £6,000 for it. It's on 121,000 miles, and it actually seems in really nice condition. Jordan has done a very nice job of polishing it up. Now, I do want to check why it was so cheap, you know, was there any other reason? And I'm hoping that today's video sponsor can help me do that. We have got a Carly OBD scanner that we are going to plug into this car. We're going to do a diagnostics report directly onto my phone, and I'm going to see if there's any programming I can do, any things I can change in here. One of the things I've spotted is that the tyre pressure warning indicator is constantly on. I can't seem to reset it. I've pumped up the tyres, they're all good, but I still can't seem to figure out how to do it. I'm hoping that is something I will be able to change with the Carly app. But before we do that, let's talk about this car. So it's a 2-litre turbo diesel. I think it's 180 brake horsepower, or combined between me and Toby, we think it's 180 brake horsepower, but Toby will put the actual horsepower here. It's also incredibly economical. It's very easy to drive. It's got cruise control. It's got radar assisted cruise control, that sort of thing. It's got that radar thing in the front, which feels quite modern for a 2014 car. It's got Bluetooth, DAB, etc. It is, in my opinion, very, very nice looking in here. I love the tartan / plaid, whatever you're going to call it, interior. Harking back to the original Golf GTIs, it's just very nice in here. And even the gear knob having this kind of golf ball texture on it, just added nice little touches that make this car feel a bit more special, especially if you want something sporty, nice and premium, but you don't want to be paying to run a Golf GTI or a Golf R or something like that, then I think this could be a good option. So it feels super modern in here. Automatic lights, automatic wipers, electric handbrake, auto hold, all those kind of convenience things, as well as having this all important button down here, which allows you to change the driving modes. We're currently in eco mode. There is a sport mode, a normal mode, and an individual mode. I'm surprised that anyone from my staff has left this in an eco mode, but let's put it onto sport mode and see if this still feels exciting, kind of worthy of the GT badge. Well, it doesn't sound very raucous, but it definitely picks up well, and it has left that Mark IV Golf GTI in our dust, miles behind. It feels much like most kind of 2-litre diesel engine cars. The nice thing about this, I think, is I don't think you really want to buy a Golf for a car that feels incredibly sporty, because they're just so comfortable and easy to drive, and that is what I like about them. I wouldn't really compare this in a hot hatch league with, say, something like a Civic Type R. That's far more kind of bare bones, bumpy, harsh, whereas this still feels plush and luxury. Even in sport mode like this, it's just so easy to drive. The clutch is nice and light, the steering's light. You can still have fun on it. Maybe not as much fun as if you were in something slightly more track focused, like a Clio RS or something. But, I mean, this isn't the GTI, this is the Golf GTD. This is that crossover in between where you want something that looks good, drives well, but is still comfortable and usable and economic. So as a man who is 35 going on 60, this is probably what I'd rather have than a hot hatch. In fact, I think a Golf is probably got to be up there with what would be top of the list for a practical daily car for me. I don't know why I haven't bought a Golf GTD, or even if I was feeling a bit fancier, a Golf R, something like that. It would suit my needs perfectly. They're just so practical, but they're still comfortable and fun. But I haven't, and I don't know why that is really. The good news about it being a turbo diesel is that you get plenty of torque, so from a dig you put your foot down and it puts you back in your seat and makes you feel like you're flying along. The seats, well, they look really good. They're also very comfortable. The steering wheel is super ergonomic. I like the design with this round kind of airbag in the middle as well. Makes me think of Audi stuff, very similar. Made by the same people, obviously, but it's just got that premium feel to it, and I think it's, yeah, I like it a lot. Right, so I've pulled over. We have got our Carly OBD scanner. Nice little packaging this, and it's actually a tiny little unit. So if you were to buy one of these Carly OBD scanners, because it works with your phone, that does most of the computing power, it's tiny. It's so easy to keep that either in your glove box, in your bag if you carry it to and from work. If you're a car trader like me, I'll be able to stick this in my rucksack and carry it around with me at all times, and I'll always have an OBD scanner, and I'll be able to sort things out on cars while I'm out on the road. So super handy, super affordable, really nice quality as well. And if you use our link in the description, you will get a discount off of this. Right, so our OBD port is just down here on the driver's side. There we are, connected. So I'm going to head to the Carly app. Okay, so I've opened up our Carly app and I'm going to head to connect. It is doing its Bluetooth connection now, going through, doing its checks. Okay, so it's come through. It tells us we've now got Diagnostics, the used car check. We can detect tampering of mileage and VIN numbers, customization and other features. So let's have a look at Diagnostics. Carly checks for these symptoms: ABS and traction control, additional equipment, air conditioning and heating, airbag and safety systems, anti-theft alarm system, battery management, chassis electronics, comfort systems, cruise control, and more than I could possibly fit in this video. So let's hit the check for issues button and it's going to run a scan of this car. Slightly nervous, to be honest, of what we might find. We're at 43% so far and it's already found 4 issues, 5. Okay, so Diagnostics completed. It's found 7 issues, it's checked 16 ECUs, and it has 3 smart mechanic guides. If you haven't used Carly before, the smart mechanic guides are guides tailored to help you fix a car. You don't have to be a mechanic. They are going to explain things for you. ABS, apparently we have an issue. Tire pressure warning. Well, we know that already. So we can enter smart mechanic. It tells us about the code, when it last happened, gives us absolutely tons of issues on what the symptoms might be, how you might fix it, etc. Let's head back and see what our other issues were. Air conditioning, so PTC reduction through BCM, etc, etc. Now I do think, I remember that the air conditioning didn't work very well in here. It might just be that it wants a regas, but again, if we head into smart mechanic, it will tell us more information about that, but we've got other issues to look at. Central electronics, information electronics, and the sound system all have warnings. Now, it looks like most of these have happened a little while ago, because this one's saying 170,000 kilometers. Well, obviously we're in miles here, so I don't know what that translates as, but the ones for the tire pressure monitoring system was at around about 194,000. So I think these are our old codes, and I think we could probably clear these. We'll hopefully reset our tire pressure warning light, and will mean that we can drive the car, see if anything else happens in that meantime, where we can do a scan again and really help us understand our car and what's going on with it. How handy is that? Carly even tells you that to get the best diagnostics results, you should probably wait 2 to 3 days of driving before you run another diagnostic scan to give you the full picture. And you can even ask it to set you a reminder for 3 days. So Carly is going to remind me in 3 days' time to plug this car in again and to check it. Okay, let's go to customization and see what we can do. Check coding possibilities. So it's currently checking to see what customization we can do with this car. Okay, so I've just gone into the very first menu of 8 different menus of things that we could change. This was lights, etc., things like that. So daytime running light, I am going to enable that because it's not currently enabled. High beam assist is currently turned off. Well, I want to have that on as well. What else can we do? Auto lock function. Well, that's currently on adjustable. You can adjust, I guess, how long you want it before it locks the car. I'm not going to play with that because I know what I'll do. I'll lock the key in the car and I don't want that to happen. Comfort close. I honestly don't know what comfort close does. I'm going to leave that off because I don't really know. Rain closing? That's clever. That is going to sense, I bet you that senses that it's raining using the automatic rain sensors, and it will close the windows. How clever is that? We are definitely having that on. Folding mirrors, they're on, and I know they work. Lowering mirrors is on. Synchronous mirror adjustment is on. Audible confirmations is off. Well, I'm going to leave those off because I don't like it when you lock a car and it does a beep beep thing. Again, great thing to have a Carly for, because if you lock a car and it does a beep beep thing and it really annoys you because you're just making a massive factor, you've just locked your car, you could turn that off here or on, whichever you prefer, whether you're like me and you don't like it, or you're a massive knob and you do like to have a beep beep. Sorry. There's absolutely tons of options in here. I can't believe how many. Inner rear lights function. You can have rear lights as brake lights. Dimming the number plate lighting while trunk is open. Fog light as a speed warning. Look, the list literally just goes on and on and on. How many things we can adjust on this car. Amazing. So that was just the ZE ECU of controls. We've got even more here. Engine stop start. Let's have a look into that quickly. So for those of you who are also irritable like me and you hate the stop start system, Carly, not on all models but some cars, is going to allow you to literally turn that off completely, or you can have it set to different parameters. You can alternative 1 and alternative 2. That is incredible. I'm going to leave it on because if I don't, someone will come and test drive this car and they'll tell me that it's broken and it doesn't work, and I'll have to explain, have to get out my Carly and sell them a Carly. But I'm going to leave that for now. But I have to say, I'm incredibly impressed with how much stuff this little scanner can do. So if you're someone who loves your car more than just a mode of transport and you like to keep up to date with everything that's happening with it, I can highly recommend Carly. It will give you a massive insight into your vehicle. You can do loads of customization. Who doesn't like to customize their own vehicle, especially when it's so cheap to do and there's so many options? Definitely check out our link below and our code to get yourself a nice discount off a Carly ODV scanner. So on the whole, I'm actually even more happy with this Golf now than I was before, and that's all thanks to the Carly scanner. I'm probably going to spend the rest of the day sat trying to figure out how many things I can turn on and off on this car. So I'm absolutely stoked to finally have a Carly scanner in my life. So thank you, Carly, for sponsoring this video. So there we have it. Unsurprisingly, I love it as much as the rest of the staff do here at Bear Motors. It's almost like the perfect daily car, isn't it? Until maybe you've got a dog like me and kids with need back doors. So maybe an estate version would be the perfect daily car. But either way, this as a nice little hatchback, I absolutely rate it. I think it's great, and it's going to be interesting to find out how many more features we can turn on with it as well. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. It's free to do and it will really help me out. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok, and I'll see you next time.